Hello, and a very warm welcome to the reading for the month ahead for April 2021. The deck I am using is the Angel Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. So these are cards suggesting of guidance and help and messages that may or may not help us throughout the coming month. It is just a guidance. It may be a suggestion of what may be coming up. So it's lovely to having a heads up. And then if we've got a situation, because of the cards, we know how to deal with that situation better. Now, you may find you resonate with all the cards at the beginning of the month, at the middle of the month, or at the end of the month. And you could use the cards now beginning to do a review throughout the next few days of April, or at the end you can look back and go, oh my gosh, look at that, look what happens, etc., etc. So we have a couple of cards at the moment. So let's see, we want a few cards because it is the month of April, so we're looking for a few cards. They're saying cut and paste and spread out. So there's a card there, that's moving, and that's moving. Okay, we have 5 cards here at the moment. The first card we have is the Three of Earth. Earth is all to do with the economy, with your finances, how you are starting off with your status of your life. Is it good, a solid home situation, solid relationship? But it's mainly about your economy. But this is in reverse. I will talk about that in a minute. Our second card is the Sun. Yay, happy outcome. April's going to be a really good month. Lots of golden opportunities. The Sun is golden. It's masculine, so it's a very much of an actioning month. Lots of things to do in April. But whatever you do during April, you will have the Midas touch. Okay, then we have the next card, the Knight of Fire. This is someone who is self-assured, passionate, and he's got his fire. Now that's very apt because we're in the middle of Aries at the moment, which is a fire sign. So we're passionate, you know, the spring is coming, we're keen and eager. And this is the Knight. He charges in thinking, yes, I can do this. He's got experience. He can be a bit, far in, a bit, let's do this, let's do without thinking ahead too much. But he is totally an action goer, Then we have the Five of Water. Well, it says water is his emotions, and it's just saying that, hang on, things may not be going as we planned. This may be for the middle of the month when we start off all keen and eager, and we're going to do this, going to do that, and we have these plans. But sometimes in the middle of the month, we have a little rest, and it's like, God, that didn't quite work out. We have to tweak our plans occasionally, because what we know at the beginning of the month to when we know middle is that we've now learnt some more information. Maybe that what we information we didn't know at the beginning of the month, we now know, and then we have to tweak things, and then we can get things back on track again. Maybe a little bit emotional at the middle of the month. And then we have the Nine of Air, and it's like, air is all to do with your thoughts and your ideas. And it's like, are you lying awake at night thinking and worrying about things instead of leading it up to the universe and letting the universe deal with things? So yes, we have the Nine of Air. So let's see how we can collate all these cards. All right, so we have the Three of Earth, which is powerful, creating, recognizing yourself for what you're doing. You're a team player. Maybe you're not recognizing how important you are. Maybe you're not recognizing how important that you're having to lay the foundations now. And maybe the foundations you're laying down at the moment is not as solid, or you thought they were, but they need to be rejigged. So this is a time to look at the foundations you're laying ahead. And because you haven't been looking at it, because we've just had the first 3 months, have you not been doing anything? Have you just been sitting there twiddling your thumbs and being procrastinating? So perhaps this is the time to stop procrastinating and lay those foundations and think, where do you want to go for the rest of the month? Because it's scary. We've just had 3 months, blink, they've gone. We've had the first quarter of 2021 is gone. What have you done to achieve it? You've got great plans. I'm going to do this, going to do that. I want to be here in 6 months' time. I want to be here in a year's time. Have you actually done anything? Why are you procrastinating? What is it that you haven't done, and what is it that you need to do? Plant those seeds. Do it. Action, action, action. Because the thing is, at the moment, it's saying it's the time. The sun is here. Happy outcome. If you work on it now, it's not too late. People are planting their seeds in their garden. It's springtime. It's not too late. It's not too late to plant those seeds and start actioning it. So maybe it's time to stop procrastinating and start actioning, because whatever you're going to action, it's going to have an amazing outcome throughout the month of April. And of course, it's setting up a really good foundation for the rest of the year. Maybe the reason it was done is in reverse is because you haven't done anything and you sat there. Now's the time to start acting, because whatever you plant out will come out and be really, really brilliant. And then when you suddenly go, yeah, I've got this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to shift my idea. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to plan. You then get the fire and the passion of our night of fire and events that need attention, because you're suddenly realizing I've been procrastinating. It's time for me to stop procrastinating. I need to now action. And this is what he is doing. The night is here. It's saying you've got to action your things, because now's the time to action. Because if you want a golden outcome at the end of the month or at the end of the year, or whatever your goals and dream are, it's time to action now. And you need to do it now, because like I said, we blinked and we're in April. Where's the last 3 months? We've had a quarter of the year go. We've got to start actioning. Time is essence. Think what you want to do. What is it that you want to achieve? What is your goal? What is your dream? What is your long-term out plan? What is it? Where do you want to be in 6 months, a year time, in 3 years time, 5 years time? Start actioning, and we're going to get and we go, oh my God, this is what I want. I want a lovely house, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, nice garden house. Okay, that's what you want. We now have to start going at the groundwork. What do we need to start actioning to achieve this in 3 years' time, to achieve this in 5 years' time? Now's the time to action. Now's the time to plant those seeds. It's a golden time. And it's someone saying, we've got, yes, hang on, 5 of water. Things are not turning out the way you hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation. Maybe it's like, oh God, 5 years' time. And it's like, you know, you're looking here. Do you still want to be where you are now? In the same job, with the same relationship? I mean, it's fine if you love it, that's great. Time to reflect, time to reflect. And it's like, well, you know what? At the beginning of January, I thought I wanted this to happen. Has it happened? Oh my gosh, it's April. And I wanted this to happen, nothing's happened. And now you're beating yourself up about, because you procrastinated. Okay, things are not turning out the way you hoped, because you just, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And you sat there and didn't do anything about it. In order for things to happen, you need to action it. Hence, we have the night of fire. And it's like not seeing the positive, because we're still feeling, oh, and yes, I know we've got the pandemic going on, but the pandemic's coming to an end. Stop using that as an excuse. Yes, you had plans before the pandemic, and now those plans haven't worked out, but it's time to turn around to a more positive thing. Go, yeah, okay, that didn't work. Right. Okay, let's try something else. Maybe it's time to rethink your plans. And this is where the 9 of air comes up. Because the 9 of air is all to do with your thoughts. This poor little unicorn, everyone else is sleeping, but he's sitting there because he's got lots of things going on in his mind. He's worried about this, and he's going, oh gosh, you know, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. And of course, the most time we worry is at the hour before dawn, when it's really dark and we're lying there and tossing and turning. Of course, we can't do anything. But what it's saying is waste of energy. Maybe you've got all these problems. Maybe it's time to actually write them down. Write down all your problems. What is it? I've got a financial problem. I've got a problem with my relationship. I'm unhappy with my job. I'm unhappy with the family. I'm unhappy with my relation. I've got too much work, not enough pleasure. Whatever it is, write down whatever it is. Then you can see it. What's the things? And then you can start actioning it, because this is where you're keeping weight, because you've been procrastinating. not doing anything. And then, of course, you've procrastinated and you're letting it go on top of you, on top of you, on top of you. You haven't actioned it. And then you're beating yourself up because it's like, oh, I've got a debt problem, I'm getting more and more into debt and, not dealing with it, you're burying your head with it. Maybe it's time and it's keeping you awake at night. And it's like, I don't know, right, enough is enough. We don't want any more sleepless nights, because when you've got a sleepless night, you'll wake up in the morning, you're tired, you're worried, you're upset, and then you can't cope with the rest of life and everything gets blown out of proportions. It is time to stop those sleepless nights and start working out, what is it that's keeping you awake at night? Why are you keeping awake? What is it you worry? What thoughts are going in your head that are not serving you to your highest benefit? Right. Time to flip it. This is the time, the golden time to time and flip it. So yeah, you've got a lot of debt. It's time to action it and go and speak to a debt advisor person. Yeah. Maybe you're not happy with your job. You're really down and depressed. You're finding you're not getting the recognition. You're putting a lot of hours in, not getting the pay. You find you're in a place where people backstabbing you and so on and so forth. Maybe it's time for you to talk to the boss and say, this is not happy, or turn around and go, you know what? I'm going for a different job and work for a company that appreciates me. Time for action. Quit the job because it's making you unhappy, making you ill, maybe not straight away, but look for another job. Look for another job, if that's what it is, the one that will fulfill you and make you feel, yay, Monday morning I wake up. Maybe your relationship. Maybe it's time to look at your relationship. You go, oh, he never does this for me. He never does that for you. Maybe it's time you need to tell them, speak your thoughts and say to the partner, you know what, you don't respect me, you don't do this. Or maybe you are the person who are not respecting them. Maybe you are the control freak. And maybe you are overthinking, analyzing things. Maybe it's time, you go, oh, my relationship is dull and boring. Dull and boring. He never does this for me. Well, maybe it's time for you to talk and action and say, maybe it's your time to action it. Maybe it's your time to rekindle that fire in your relationship. Whatever it is, this month is the month to reflect on where we've been, reflect on where we want to go, to stop the procrastination, because the earth is there for us and we've got to stop procrastinating. Now is the time, because this is a 3 and it's saying the power of creativity, recognizing your high quality work. Be a team player. Are you a team player at work? Or do you think you're a team player and you're not being recognized? Well, maybe it's time to talk to the boss about it. Whatever it is, you need to shift that in April. It's a golden opportunity for the action. We've got the sun, because whatever you plant now, it's going to grow. Look at those sunflowers there. And there's the 4, earth, air, fire and water, the 4 sunflowers representing everything in your life. Okay, all the earth, the money, the love, the relationships, the emotions, everything's there, and it's all the time to plant your new seeds and grow. Time of action for April. Action. And yes, it says there are events that need to be dealt with. Maybe you suddenly decided enough is at work. I'm lying awake with work. I'm worried about work. I work all day. I come home. I do work in the evenings and I sleep at night. I'm worried about it. Maybe it's time to say to your boss at work, enough is enough. And you just say to people, yeah, I know I've got to bring money in, but this is doing my health wrong. And that's why he's lying awake at night. So April, we're still in Aries, fiery action. And the passion is there. So it's time to go, yay, this is it. Whatever it is you want to change it, look at your whole life in April. This is the time to plant those seeds to be ready to grow throughout the summer, in which you can harvest in the autumn. And this is the time. And of course, yeah, you're suddenly realizing that many years ago, oh yeah, you don't want to be an accountant, but now you're an accountant, and you go, you know what, I'm bored stiff with it. It may be emotional when you're changing things. Maybe it might be emotional when you turn around and say to your family, you know what, I'm dreadfully unhappy in my job and it's doing my head in. and I'm going to have to change my job to another company. It may rock the boat. Emotions is water emotions. But remember, your emotions are how you're affected in your external environment. So if you're in a job you hate, or in a relationship that's not working out all right, or you've got too much work, not enough play, that's the environment, and it's affecting how you feel. Sometimes you need to deal with the environment. Yes, sometimes we're in an environment that we can't control. Yes, we're still at the pandemic, but it's coming to the end. But you know what? You can choose to look at it positive, or you can choose to look at it as a negative. Maybe it's time to go, you know what, we've got great opportunities now. Hey, I've lost my job, but now's the chance to do a job I always want to do. You know, I was an accountant, but you know what? I've never liked it for the last few years. It's got me down. You know what? I love gardening. Hey, now is an opportunity to go and find a job in a garden centre. Maybe it's a job, you know, you can start growing things. I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe it's your relationship, and you suddenly realise I've been plugging along, and you know what? We've grown apart. Now it's fine. People do grow apart, especially if you've been together for a while and you've changed and you've had different situations. Yeah. And it is sad when a relationship comes to an end. But you know what? You're both moving on to wonderful new things. It is emotional because we're at a 5, and it's telling you you've got to start looking at the positive side of things. Okay, look at the positive, because that's the only way. Because at the moment, if you've got the environment around you and all you're doing is, oh my God, poor me, I'm the victim, or I'm the martyr, and you get the same thing time and time. Time to change. Time to look at things differently. Look at all the opportunities I've got. Look what I'm able to do now. And then, yes, it may be emotional, because then you start beating yourself up and then you've got the regrets. But no, stop. It's the first of the month. Time to start anew. It's spring. Let's get that spring back into our life, and stop worrying about at night. Stop thinking. Start actioning. Where do you want to go? Great cards for the month of April. It's full of action. Time for reflection. Look what happened, what was good, what wasn't good. Look, what did you say, what you didn't say, what did you do, what you didn't do. Time for action. Time to stop procrastination. Time to plan ahead. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Now is the time, because it is a golden time. We have the sun. We have the passion and the action. This is the month of actioning. It's the month where the farmers are out there are actioning. They're actually actioning, putting the seeds in the soil. This is what you've got to do for April. Yes, action, action, action. But you need to think of things positively. Keep a positive thought. Stop thinking. Action. Action. This is what it's all about. The fire and the passion, because we got the sun and we got the fire. It's an action month. You've got a choice. You can either think negative or positive. Okay. You've got the earth, the opportunity to grow a wonderful golden opportunity. The economy, your economy. Look at your whole life. Why is it stagnating? Why is it in a place that you don't want it to do it? What do you need to action to change it into the wonderful, amazing thing that we can have at the end of the outcome? Yes, you may feel a little bit emotional because you beat yourself up, but hey, you're a human being, okay? And sometimes we are having to be a human, and we are stuck with what's part of life. You know, we've got bills to pay, we've got relationships and things like that. Yeah, there are parts, but there are also times for when we can sit back, times for action. We've had our winter. That's the time. It's gone for resting. Now is the spring, the time for growth. What ideas? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Where do you want to be in 6 months' time, in 9 months' time, in a year's time, in 3 years' time? Where do you want to go? Plant that seed. See what you want to do. Now's the time to work back to go, right, I want to be here. What do you have to do in order to be there? Start. Plant those seeds like the farmer. He says in August and September, he wants to harvest his wheat. He has to plant his wheat seeds now in order for it to grow throughout the summer, in order for him to harvest. This is what you've got to do. Start planting those seeds. I want a nice house. Okay, what do you have to get to the house? I need the money. Right, how am I going to achieve that money? I need a job, but you need a job that you enjoy, in a job that you are worthy, in a job that they pay you the money. Okay, let's start acting on it. I want to have a relationship where I'm in a happy family relationship. Okay, where's your relationship now? Are you single? What actions do you need to do to get out there to find someone? Maybe you're in a relationship now. What do you need to do to action to get the fire back into it? It's the action time this month of April. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, don't forget to press the subscribe button and share a like. If you'd like to have your own reading for the month of April, message me. Have a wonderful April. Namaste. Take care. Bye.